listening to the #1 real estate podcast in the world, where we talk with real estate professionals all across North America about their wins, losses, lessons, and stories, help you win in your local market today. My name is Cody from Sheridan Street. This is a single episode. And today, what I want to chat about is follow-up. I want to chat about some national averages that I've been thinking a lot about recently. And I've been thinking a lot about this because I've been having so many conversations with the real estate agents and team leads around what it takes in order to have an effective follow-up game. One of the most effective conversations that I think I've had recently with one of our clients was around the idea that was just making them aware how many phone calls it actually takes in order to create an appointment. That I was telling them a story about how I was problem aware. I was having this conversation with a client the other day, my client Mo, and I said I was explaining to Mo that I'm like, just because somebody doesn't answer your phone call 7 times doesn't mean that they're not problem aware, that they want to take action. People are busy, they have lives, and it's like it might be on their list of things to do. You just need to find them at the right time in order to get the actual thing that they want, which is buying a home, or maybe it's they want more information, maybe they need to get pre-approved. It's probably on their list of things to do, but you need to find them at the right time. So I'll give you an example. So I was chatting with my lease company around my car. Currently, I'm traveling through Latin America, and I've needed to get out of my lease. Now, I'm problem aware and I want to take action. I just haven't had the opportunity in order to get on the phone with the lease company. And this sales agent has texted me and called me probably 7 times in the last week because I had expressed interest at one point in time and I want to get done. I just haven't had an opportunity and the bandwidth in order to make it happen. But it didn't mean that I wasn't wanting to get out of the lease. I wanted to get out of the lease. I just didn't have the opportunity and the time. And I didn't make it a priority, even though it was a priority. And we have to remember how we operate as humans. Like, you've probably done this before, where it's like, you want to make something happen in your business. Maybe it's you reached out to a lead company. Maybe it's you reached out to a mortgage advisor. Maybe you want to do a renovation on your home. You've probably done this in the past, and this is consumer behavior. This is why the national average says that it takes 35 touch points in order to get an appointment, in order to get somebody to actually move. This could be text, and this is why I've chatted in a training called the Perfect Follow-Up Structure on intentional follow-up, to make sure that you have the ability to bring people over the finish line, because that's just human behavior. People want to do things, but sometimes they need the nudge in order to get them over the finish line. It just happens. And I finally got out of this lease with my company, and they finally purchased the car. But it's been something that I've wanted to do for the last year, but I was problem aware. I know I needed to happen. I just never made it a priority because I've been traveling. And the encouragement I want to give you, if you're listening back to this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, if you're watching this on YouTube, is that there are people in your database right now that you have probably thought are cold, that aren't actually cold. I'll give you an example. So we have a new client out of the Toronto area who gave us a cold list that her real estate agents were unable to reactivate. They hired an ISA through our company, and in the first day they booked 6 they got 6 live transfers, and they booked 2 in-person meetings from pond leads that everyone else had kind of thrown away, saying as they're not good leads, but they are good leads. It's just we don't always put in the work that is necessary in order to get them on the phone. Like, the national average is 35 touch points in order to get somebody on the phone or get an appointment. But the average realtor only follows up with leads 1.4 times. So the big question, the big idea today is, are you going to be the statistic, or are you going to put in the work daily in order to get people on the phone to build your business? We were having a conversation a while ago with Andrew Undum. So he's a member of, he was on our Agent podcast. We interviewed him, and he asked the question, did the business grow or did the market grow? And there's no doubt in my mind that in 2021, we were in a momentum-based market. So the market grew, and therefore some businesses grow. We're now in a market where it's a skills-based market. We need to have more conversations with people in order to build our business. So my encouragement to you is, are there people in your database currently? Because I would wager to say yes. Are there people in your database that either A, don't know who you are, B, they don't know you're a real estate agent, or C, you haven't done anything to provide value, so therefore they haven't reached out, or you just haven't followed up enough, would be the fourth thing. One controllable variable that you can do is follow up with value. So maybe it is you created a buyer seminar or you created a tool. That is a great way to do follow-up. Where, I'll give you an example. The other day, we did our 7-figure leads and conversion training, and I had to follow up with a couple people. And like, I still do this. I practice what I preach. I still follow up with people that, haven't moved past to the finish line. And I sent this training to them because this training is an opportunity for me it's an entry point. All you need is an entry point in your follow-up in order to do intentional based follow-up. Not just, I'm just checking in, but intentional based follow-up. Maybe it's a voice message, maybe it's an email, maybe it's a text message, maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's added value. Hey, thought a lot about our last conversation. We did this training the other day. I really think it would help you. That's how I followed up most recently with some people that I needed to follow up with. So I really want to encourage you more than anything that in this skills-based market, we're going to have to do a lot more touch points in order to get people to the finish line. A lot of people on the sidelines right now because of flawed information. You are a knowledge broker in your industry, in your local market. And I want to implore you to have more conversations, because the more conversations you have, the more deals you're going to close, and you're going to be able to take the people that with flawed information over the finish line, and you're going to be able to help more families get into the home of their dreams, build the equity that they want to build for their family. And you're on the front lines of that. So I want to encourage you. I want to honor you. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the RE Agent Podcast. We'll see you soon.